All right, guys, so we're back. And today we're talking about building out your team, building out the people that will help you through this process, not because you don't know anything, but because you need a team behind you. And I always say it's, show me your network and I'll show you your net worth. And it's really important to have a good team behind you, not because you necessarily need each and every one of this thing, but it's in the event that you run into a situation or run into a problem where, you may need some additional help, or you might seek a professional. Like, in here I have architect, right? You may not need an architect on every single project, but maybe you run into a project where you're like, oh snap, I do need an architect. So it's good to have those relationships already built so that you don't have to go build them when you need them, right? So it's always better to not need somebody and have the relationship than someone that you essentially don't have the relationship, and then you're trying to reach out and build a relationship and also try to get help from them. That could be a lot more difficult in these situations, especially when time is of the essence. You have a tenant that's getting ready to move in, but your construction team is not done because you're waiting on the architect. That where you're kind of caught because you didn't have a relationship with an architect. You didn't know that you needed to build that relationship. So I just use the architect as an example, but everyone in this in your team is really important. So I'm going to give you guys some of the ones that are probably the most important, especially when you're doing the BRRRR investment strategy. It's super important to have a strong team behind you because they will help you through the process. They're going to make sure that everything is running like a well-oiled machine. And, you might be a jack of all trades, but at the end of the day, you need specialists, right? At the end of the day, you're the general practitioner with this. And you're going to need a brain surgeon. You're going to need a heart surgeon. You're going to need, a chiropractor, right? So, it's really important. This is the way I see it, is this is sort of the specialist as we're going into. And it's really important to have a specialist. So that way, in case that there's something that you cannot take care of, and you can bring in the specialist and they can take care of it, right? So let's jump into it. I highly recommend having a mentor, first of all. Mentors are super important. I have mentors. My mentors have mentors, and it's the reason for that is because you always have someone that's further along on their journey than you are, so that they could, one, advise you, and two, let's say you run into problems, they've already done it, they've already been through it, right? And these people are so awesome because they give more than they take, and it's really important to have a good mentor, have a strong coach, because you want someone that has done it. You want a track record. Like me, we've done countless amounts of BRRRRs. So anything someone asks me, I'll either have the question to, or I might say, you know what, let me call so-and-so because I know they're going to have the answer. I ran into this, or I have the relationship. So it's really important to have a mentor, not only has the experience, but also has the relationships, because maybe they don't know, and everyone doesn't know everything. I don't know everything there is to know about a BRRRR. But I haven't ran into an issue that I've, not been able to solve either with relationships or myself, right? So it's really important to have a mentor, have someone that really understands the strategy, really understands the process, and that's going to help you through this. That's going to basically walk you through each step. Now, one of the things with mentors, sometimes there's paid relationships and sometimes there's volunteer relationships, right? With the volunteer relationships, never say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Mentor, let me pick your brain and take you out to coffee. Never approach it that way. Always approach it with think to yourself, first of all, what can you offer that person? Why should they want to meet with you, right? Why should they want to be in relationship with you? So find something that person is looking for and offer it to them, right? Especially if it's a not paid relationship. Maybe, reach out to them and say, hey, I really like your stuff. And I was just wondering, is there anything right now that you need help with that I can help you, right? Or maybe right, through the grapevine that this person's having a hard time underwriting deals. So maybe you're really good at underwriting deals. So you could say, hey, I understand, you maybe lost a staff member, blah, 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 but let me underwrite these deals for you. All I'm looking for is I just want to be next to you. I want to see how you do things, and I'll offer to underwrite deals for you for free, kind of thing. So look for opportunities, look for ways to serve, because that's going to help elevate you. This is all servant leadership. This is going to help elevate you a lot faster than one if you were to pay somebody, first of all, or two, just try to network your way up and like puff your way up the ladder, right? It's better to be a servant leader. That's what the world needs. That's what the world's looking for, and that's going to get you a lot farther along than if you were to just like sort of approach somebody and say, "Let me pick your brain." So make sure you have a good mentor or coach, someone that has done it before, someone that is currently doing it, someone that has experiences in other things as well, not just real estate or not just construction or whatever it may be. So pick a good mentor. Next thing is optional, is a partner. Partner is super optional. You might be somebody that already has a deal, and maybe you already have the money as well, so you don't need a partner. But the way I see a partner is it's sort of like that running mate, because I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I've gotten really bored in real estate, and it's just really boring, right? And when I say it's boring, I don't mean that I don't have fun doing what I do, but it's a lot more fun when you do it with somebody and you share those experiences and you share those like wins and those losses, because on those tough days, a partner is really cool. And like, I have a business partner, I have many business partners, and there's people that I can really lean on, right? Because maybe there's an appointment, but maybe you have a doctor's appointment that you have to go to. So that's something that your partner could go. That's something that your partner could take care of while you're out. So there's sort of this this ideology that you can have more, and I want to show you guys how you can have more. So for instance, if two people meet, they each come to the table with an idea. I have an idea, you have an idea, right? Let's say well, first of all, let's start with $1, right? Let's say you have $1, I have $1. If we sat there and traded dollars every single day, for an hour, all day for an hour, or 2 days, or whatever, and we traded that dollar back and forth, and we both left at the end of the day. You left with $1, I left with $1. I didn't get any better, and you didn't get any better. Now, let's say you have an idea, right? And I have an idea, and we both come and we share that idea with each other. We both left with 2 ideas. You see how it's exponential? This is something that is so important to, having a good partner. That's the other thing, is make sure that someone also is a servant leader, someone that wants to serve you as much as you want to serve them. Because I've been in relationships, I've been in business partnerships where it's not like that, and it hasn't worked out, because there's always one person that's giving more than the other, and it's not cool. It builds up resentment. So you want to make sure that you choose a fair business partner, someone that is going to work really hard, understand that you guys have goals and set those goals so that you can move forward and move the business forward, because this is a business. This is real estate investing. So you want to have clear goals in mind. You want to share those goals and really just talk about it, because you're going to have bad days. And when you have those bad days, it's really important to call that person and say, "Hey, listen up, blah, blah, blah. I'm having a tough day. This is really hard. We didn't get that contract," or whatever it may be. But that person will pick you up and, dust you off and then say, "Hey, let's go. Let's go on to the next deal. We'll find something better. There's something better for us out there." And you got to do that for them as well. So it's a give and take relationship. Don't look at it as you're taking, but look at it more so as you're giving and they're giving as well. So partnerships are really important. They can be really more beneficial to me than if you were doing it on your own, because there's only so much that you can motivate yourself, right? And when you're doing it with a partner, when you're doing it with somebody that like and trust and you enjoy hanging out with, it could be a lot more fun, and that fun actually carries you and it drives you to want to do more, and you're going to get farther, faster, and it's going to be a lot more easier than if you were to do it by yourself. So that's the importance of a partner. Highly recommend obtaining a partner. If you don't want one, I get it, but it's something that I highly recommend. You can do twice as many calls for twice as many deals. You can manage twice as many projects, and whatnot. So next up is a lender. Lenders are super important. Lenders are sort of the lifeblood of the real estate investing, right? Because they are essentially lending you money. That money is what makes things go around. So you have to have a strong lender, somebody that understands the BRRRR strategy or understand what you're doing, knowing that you are going to do a cash out refinance in the future. It's super important to have a strong lender. A lender that not only does regular Fannie Freddie Mae products, but a lender that also has portfolio products that are non-QM is what they refer it to as. Lenders are super important to this part, especially with the burst strategy, because you're going to buy with the lender and then you're going to do a cash out refinance. And we're going to talk later about, what to ask the lender and make sure, you choose a right lender. But a lender is super important to the lifeblood. Make sure you have someone that is investor friendly, right? And like I said, they will have those non-QM products. Maybe even talk to a lender that has investment properties, because they're going to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it the way you're doing it. So you got to be able to speak the same language, and they have to be able to speak the same language. So don't hire a lender that doesn't understand real estate investing or understand what that language looks like. So make sure you get a strong lender. With this, I highly recommend as well, not only having a regular lender, but having a hard money lender. A hard money lender that someone is going to be able to loan you money on a short notice, that understands the burst strategy. They generally all do. But in case one of your non-QM products is not going to qualify, and maybe it's sort of like a last resort, or maybe it's sort of a they help you out in situations where the property is not going to qualify for a regular mortgage, and so on and so forth. Excuse me. So make sure you have a good hardy money lender, because they are going to help you out in tough situations that you didn't even know you needed them, right? But the hard money lender is going to be helpful. And a lot of hard money lenders generally will have other products as well. They not only have like regular hard money loans, but some of them might have long-term loans where you could refinance into. So you may not need a regular lender, but you could utilize and get through with a hard money lender, because they have multiple programs. But I recommend that you have both, because there's different tools for different applications, and it's better to just have one and not need it than need one and not have them, right?